Yeah. God, it gets me every time. Hello, we're back. Because clicking off of Outer Wilds is like, what? Outer Wilds is my favorite shoot 'em up boss rush, bullet hell, bullet heaven roguelike. Yeah, exactly. Gonna eat an apple, so heading out? Alright, enjoy the apple. But yeah, that's asking if Outer Wilds is a roguelike that's genuinely an interesting question. Because, well, first off, I don't know, you asked roguelike versus light, and I don't actually know the difference. Important, on the Be Right Back screen, is this going to be about the fact that when it goes to starting soon, it overlaps poorly? I believe the text is over, and I think it's because it's the exact same color, it goes weird. I need to rework that. But possibly even just like give it an outline or just find a slightly different positioning. Roguelite meta upgrades, roguelike permadeath no up. Ah, gotcha, that makes sense because it's sort of a lighter challenge almost. Okay. Roguelite has progression. No one agrees on what the difference is, don't worry about it. But like as a working thing, I don't mind that as a way of differentiating. Oh hey, I never actually accepted the hydrate because Chance of Snar does weird things with the cursor. So, would you rather or or wow? I think I'd much rather That's more. I mean the wow. Oh, that's wow. But no, I like the is more what I do. What? All right, enjoy the apple, Carsey. Wait, Johan, learned that the Outer Wilds logo is always drifting away. Is it? It's like, I don't know, so resume expedition. Or so this is the logo, because this looks static. This doesn't seem like it's drifting. Huh. Missed every chant of Sonar? No! Well, don't worry, there will absolutely be more of it. Broken chunks move away very slowly. Oh, well, okay. Remind me, we'll take more of a look at that at the end of the stream. I was not seeing it, but I am curious. Would I rather Baba is red, Baba is feeling red is not red, or not group is group? Would I rather Baba is red, Baba feeling red is not red, or not group is group? I think Baba is red. I like red Baba. Would blend well with the, with his coat, make it pinkish. Time to mine thousands of endstone blocks for your stupid nether ice roads. Dear God. Others are infinite loop. Feeling red is not red? Oh, I guess that would infinite loop, you're right. Oh, Baba is red and Baba feeling red is not red are together. Oh, I see. That's one bracket. Oh, I am so sorry. I need to pause. I'm getting an interview call, so I will be back in 10 to 15 minutes. Jump scare. Sorry about that. Turns out that was not the interview, but it was the scheduling the interview call. But we've successfully scheduled that. I know, very scary, isn't it? We've successfully scheduled that for a, we've scheduled that for a time where we will not be streaming, so. Whew, okay. That was my worst nightmare, but unfortunately the times that I stream during are not super compatible with unless they were calling me really early in the morning. I kind of needed to take that call right then. Spook me with job hunt. I know, it's really terrifying, isn't it? But we'll keep working, we'll keep doing what we can to have fun. But this is for a page position at a library, which would be real fun, getting to work with books and talk to people. If you enjoy listening to my voice, can you imagine listening to my voice when trying to go get books or whatnot? Hell yeah. Although I guess I'm mostly just putting books on shelves. But yes, okay. Back on track. Sorry about that. That was not expected, and it's as important as the stream is to me. The subs are not really making, you know, a daily minimum wage. Feel like an ink sprite is uniquely dangerous to have around books. Oh, but we know how to handle them well. I mean, yes, we could potentially stain them, pshaw, but you know, we also know a whole lot about them, and if there's like, you know, damage concerns, I can do amazing, nearly instantaneous assessment of them. Plus, you know, mild ability to move things around without having to form like a hand. I know what is great about mining endstone, and efficiency 5 netherite pickaxe doesn't insta-mine it even with haste 2 beacon. Yeesh. That's yikes. That is more effort than anything should take to mine. So catching up with where we are. I will check that at the end of next loop. Catching up with where we're at. So we've figured out a lot about most of the planets here. Let's abandon autopilot because otherwise we will slam into this. What we're currently working on doing, what we were learning a lot about with a lot of difficulty last time, trial and error that involved much death, we're trying to land on this comet when it gets near enough to the sun that the ice starts to melt, because that allows us access to like the subterranean core, and there seems to be some information there. Because the Nomai, that good old ancient race whose technology we've been tracking, it seems that they have at one point landed a shuttle down there. However, the meteor, or comet, I suppose, is filled with a lot of invisible deadly gases. What could possibly go wrong? So we kept kind of running into those, but we have figured out how to use our canary a bit better, our canary being our scout camera, and we'll hopefully be able to make it into the core this time and find out what there is to see. After that, I don't exactly know. We've got a couple of different threads to tug on, but I think most of them revolve around the Ash Twin. Although, perhaps the, Brittle Hollow, there we go. The planet that's constantly falling apart, would be a very good one. Because we still haven't visited the Hanging City, and I don't know exactly what the Hanging City does, but it sounds like there's probably going to be some more information there, and you know what we need more of? Information. Because we're trying to track down, I assume, the Eye of the Universe, since that seems to have a bunch of things to do with temporal problems. So we need to figure that one out. So see these caverns? They're all slippy slidey. We can use our scout, and we found out this one, if it slippy slides down, doesn't result in horrific, invisible death gas. Well, except at the very bottom of this giant pit, but we're working on that. We can now go up using our little boosties. Yay! Okay. So last time we went through these caves and we took the, I think, left-hand split, and that killed us. So, yep, left hand bad. What? Wait, no, that's showing right hand bad. Right hand eventually bad. Oh, so there's multiple decisions we need to make here. So let's see about photo mode so that we can take a picture as we're going and make a quicker decision. So we want to go right first and then left. Okay. So right, left. Oh, wait, is this already in the core? Oh dear. What? Okay. So down there is ghost matter. So see the like Aurora Borealis showing up? That's the bad stuff. So here we've got a cave that goes even deeper. Oh, and here's the body of a Nomai, one of this species. Does not seem to be carrying anything, but that doesn't seem great at this time of day. Oh, no. Oh, or, oh, okay, so we can get in here. But yeah, blackout drunk already? So they fell down into this crater and exploded rock. Okay, let's, oh, we're translating. I was going to try and shoot a scout up here for extra light. The spherical stone casing here seems to be the source of the energy readings. No, rather, the source is what's within the stone. I'm detecting some form of exotic matter. What is this music? The stone is mutating our energy readings. They should be 10 times what we're seeing at least. Pi, I don't think we want this matter interacting with us. As far as I can tell, direct contact with it would almost certainly be fatal. I've never encountered anything like this casing, but it's all that's protecting us from what's inside. Worse still, this matter is disturbingly volatile. Pi, whatever the matter inside the stone casing is, it's more than just profoundly unstable. It's under tons of pressure. Look at this density scan. I've never seen anything this tightly compacted before. What is this? This is orders of magnitude worse than I'd imagined. If this stone were to rupture, the lethal matter within would rapidly expand, completely blanketing the star system almost instantaneously, and pressure is still building as the comet... Oh, wait. Oh, how do we scroll that? It's the same buttons for scrolling, still building as the comet, I'm assuming, gets closer to the sun. Return to the shuttle right now. The rest of our friends need to know they're in terrible danger. Leave your equipment and run. What are you doing, Pi? The more we know about this alien matter, the better our chances of survival. I will learn what I can here. Go warn the others. Maybe then construct shelter somehow. Now, Poke. Yikes. So, that's what triggers the supernova? Imagine a time loop where everyone dies horribly every 24 hours and wakes up with memories of their traumatic death. Assuming you can only do one and the other will become permanently impossible. Should you break the loop or prevent the catastrophe? Well, that is essentially what we're dealing with here, right? Although our loop is on, what, about 22 minutes? I don't know if those are two options, but we've talked about that I don't know if this is something where we're in theory saving it, or if we're either about trying to save things or about trying to let go. So a permanent loop, so do we leave it to a permanent loop or do we try and prevent the catastrophe? And I think ultimately we let go because eventually something's going to slip. I guess everyone remembers things. There's a lot of variables there. Seemed like an appropriate question for the circumstances, but I don't know this game. Unrelated hypothetical. No, we are in a 22-minute time loop. Every 22 minutes, this comet seems to impact our star and it goes supernova. And everything dies. We are the only one who remembers, save for one other of our species, a Hearthian named Gabbro, who doesn't seem to care awfully much, which is a little awkward. Okay, so that seemed bad. So I guess we need to go out the crack we came in. But so we didn't necessarily learn a whole lot about this that was new, but we learned that the the explosion is somehow related to the comet. So yeah, ethical question. It's tough. I mean, it's genuinely quite tough to determine which I think would be more appropriate. Where did we come in? We came in over here. Oh no. Okay. Well, bad escape. Realize this game is kind of like Majora's Mask? Oh, that I do remember. Majora's Mask has something to do with time. I've not played any of the Zelda games, so I'm not well versed. It's really tough, Impact. I think if I knew that by virtue of saving things, it prevented any possibility of moving past the time loop, I would probably try and let things go. Because as much life as could be lived in that, stasis is something I abhor. The fact that they've got memories, that everyone would have memories, makes it a little tougher for me because there would still be some progress, but I really don't know. That is a very tough ethical dilemma for me, but I think I would ultimately let things go because then something else might eventually rise to take its place that could be better. Whereas if we do that, while we could learn more, we wouldn't necessarily move on. I know you don't ask easy questions. But yeah, so I think it is something where I would ultimately want to let go so that there was a chance of something better rather than settling for improving something terrible. Found the two missing members. They determined that the exotic matter was both lethal and under extreme pressure. If the stone were to rupture, the exotic matter within would rapidly expand, completely blanketing the solar system almost instantaneously. One of the Nomai stayed behind to examine the alien matter, while the other rushed back to the surface to warn the rest of the Nomai. Okay. So, whatever we do, so we need to stop the comet. which was kind of clear, but at least now we know for sure. Nomai landed on the interloper not long after the arrival. Stay behind, lost contact with other two F service. Okay. So I guess there's more in the shuttle if we decide to land there again, but I'm not, like, hugely on that. In Majora's Mask, you're stuck in a 3-day time loop. At the end of the 3 days, the moon crashes into the planet. Oh, yeah. Very similar principle. Wop, wop, wop. So, I feel like that is something that, let's go to Brittle Hollow. I should actually say, let's figure out where we're going before we're, yapping. But I feel like time loops are a very common, or at least a common concept, something along those lines, because I think most people have some things that they look back on and go, well, what if I could do that differently, right? Like, regret is, I think, a very human thing. So time loops really make sense as a storytelling vehicle for examining, well, would we actually want to do it differently? How would we do it differently? And at what point is it not worth it anymore to do it differently? At what point does it stop mattering? I think that's kind of the core of Impact's question, right? Of, you know, if we could do things differently, but we could never move beyond it, at what point does it stop? Is that something that you are willing to do? Are you willing to preserve that order? Or is it more worth it to let things go and let something else have a chance at? And that's, oh god. Let's go forward. No, okay. Well, into the black hole we go. Welp. I like how calm that's become because of how much time we've spent on Brittle Hollow falling into that black hole. That's like, oh yeah, darn. Jim fell into the black hole again. I guess Johan fell in. It's technically what we would be saying, but it's just, you know, it's a regular Tuesday. Ah, blah. Guess we just go here, we go into the white hole station, and then it will teleport us back. All nice and fine. But yeah, like, that's kind of the core of the question is, do you try and keep improving something that is kind of capped, or do you let the potential for something else come about? Say prevent the catastrophe and keep the loop. They may have memories of death. I think it's worth the risk that they will have memories of normal life in the loop. And I don't think that's unreasonable. Like, that is something that I'm tempted, right? Because there is still a form of life, but I don't know, like, it gets rid of long-term progression. How would the people could develop, but in a lot of ways the society couldn't, because what more can you do? You know, you couldn't do year-long plans because those things would be reset as well. Like, for most people, life is already a loop. I wake up each day, go to work, come home, hang out with people, and go to sleep, then do it all again. I mean, don't expect to see long plans in your lifetime. I suppose that's fair, but I mean, I guess it really depends on how much. If society breaks down, I can understand keeping in a loop, because think of all of the interesting possibilities that could be had. Because then you don't need to go to your job anymore, because what's the point of money? I don't think the human experience will change that much in the next 65 years. Huh. So that might be a core difference. I think that our experience will change. I don't know how much it will change. I don't know whether that's going to be for better or for worse, but, and even so, even if our experience doesn't change within our natural lifetimes, I think it will change for our descendants, and I care about that. Like, I think it's important that future generations have a chance. So I think locking ourselves into a time loop and taking up basically all of that potential would be somewhat selfish. And at the same time, and that is assuming that we break out of, I think it would be hellish if we didn't break out of standard societal routines. Okay, these ones are all unstable. But like, if it was something where, like, you know, why bother going to a job? Because now we know where all of the resources are. There would still be at least progression in people's lives, but there are some things that you can't do in a day, and I think you would get bored. But then again, we might develop more and more technologies, but, I don't know, it gets very tough I am very much against stasis. I think stasis is tantamount to death. All unstable, yeah, okay. I view stasis as tantamount to death, so at least to me, the concept of putting us in a limited stasis that scares me worse than I think the idea of all of us dying, but something managing to hopefully come after. So signal aboard the vessel, Eye of the Universe, right, we've already read this. We must find the eye. Okay. If you knew the world would end and everyone would die unless you intentionally locked the world in a 20-year time loop, ending the day before destruction, condemning everyone to unlimited 20-year lifespans. That really stasis? I think that's much less stasis, because I think there are longer-term things, and as you develop new tech, I think 20 years is enough to develop technologies that could speed up the process. Yeah, but even then, where's the limit? I don't know where the limit is. And I'm still not confident I would take that, because there's still... That locks off so much potential in the universe that I would... If I did that, I would feel... It would still be inflicting a lot of death in Potentia, which I would really grapple with, I think. Because, I mean, it would be whoever was alive in the universe. I guess, there would be some remixing, because over that time you would actually have the potential for new humans and such, but like aliens and such prevent so much physical death by doing so. True, but it's one event versus the entirety of the future. I mean, it is literally talking about ending basically all future potential of the universe except for what is done in those 20 years. Given concerns about our settlement's stability, should we construct a new, less temporary shelter? Stay close to the escape pod. I believe anyone is coming to save us, that. We must save ourselves. I agree. We're here because the eye signal called to us. We find it we need to not merely survive, but thrive. Wise point, Bloom, and eloquently made. If moving to the Northern Glacier will keep us safer, then that is what we should do. I believe we should migrate to the Northern Glacier. Well, if we use gravity crystals to stable path. Okay, building beneath the crust again would shelter us from volcanic moon's eruptions. So would you kill a man now to prevent 5 deaths 100 years from now? I forget how I answered that, but I think it's tough because there's a lot of layers to that question, right? Because there is something to be said for if something is removed from us, right? Like I can't guarantee. If I could guarantee that it would do that, possibly. But there's so many potential ramifications of, is that the people being alive and having kids, overpopulation and such, right? Eventually will hit caps and such. Each of those 5 people might also themselves be murderers. Like it is a very distant hypothetical thing, but I don't know, the idea of preventing any new society from developing, like, it would be what there was in the universe would essentially be all there was. We could develop new things, but it's not like we could have a new species really arise and do an awful lot in 20 years, and we'd just have to start over again after 20. So yeah, I don't know. Bird in the hand is 2 in the bush. In my opinion, we should always save the universe we have now rather than a future hypothetical. I suppose. Yeah, no, and that's perfectly legitimate, and that's I'm not deeply confident, and I do not know for sure what I would select if that was something that was posed to me. No. Okay, so the path disintegrated before we quite make it. But that's all to get to the shelter. God forbid neither of us are ever asked. Oh yeah, no. If anyone that is spending a decent chunk of time in a Twitch chat has the fate of the universe in their hands, I mean, really just any human, but I don't know. Would I trust a random person who spends time on Twitch more than I would just literally a lottery of every human alive? Sans, like, I don't know, anyone under the age. Oh, I guess even then, like, age of majority varies, but anyone who is prepubescent, or exclude anyone who has not hit puberty. I guess as close as I can get to, like, a general thing there. But yeah, so would I trust someone who has spent a fair bit of time on Twitch versus someone just at essentially random? And I don't know, I might almost more trust someone from Twitch chat because I have a better understanding of the shared cultural heritage of this platform. That's a whole different thing. But yeah, no, that is hopefully a question no one has ever actually posited, because I think both answers suck. I hope that most people would not disagree that neither option is a great one. It's philosophically, basically, do you value the potential more than you value the present? And that, I think there's a whole lot of different ways of viewing that that are very legitimate. Wah. So we really want to make it to the Hanging City, but I don't recall where that is. I guess we could try and go over by the gravity cannon, because I remember there's a sign for it, but... I know the village is something that it said we need to explore more, but I think we hadn't actually seen the gravity crystal path, so... I think that probably finishes that chunk. Oh, hey, Quantum Moon. 100% value the present more? Yeah, I think that's legitimate. I'm someone who, I had a lot of tendency as a kid to overvalue the future, like overplan, and it kind of made me miserable. So it's not necessarily correct, but I don't know, just the idea of forcing that, because then it's also something of people, you'd get brought, there would be no eventual peace. I'm not a big fan of death, but the idea of permanent immortality, dear God. Oh, hey, let's see if we can escape the black hole. Potential smenchel, I'll be dead then. Yeah, but also, do you want the alternative of, I mean, you could die, but you'd wake up every 20 some odd years, and I don't know, like, if you believe in an afterlife, maybe that's more tolerable, because then there's already that sort of continuity. But if you just get to the point where you are bored and you don't want to deal with it anymore, having to in perpetuity off yourself, because at that point there's not any point to it if you think that you just sort of go nowhere when you die, because there would be no gap between your awareness, so you'd just kind of be forced to continue and suffer from existential ennui, which, you know, curse of immortality and all that. It's a more nuanced question than I expected. I think both propositions are quite hellish, but I think I'm inclined, I guess, natural order is not usually a good argument, but I think part of why I'm inclined to just let everything die is because it is more in line with the natural order, and it's something that things have muddled by. Whereas I think a lot of things would eventually break down quite horrifically with the time loop. But I mean, things will eventually break down with this, right? Like, the universe is not perpetual. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because, like, I think if it was truly, like, the end of the universe, if there will be nothing after, then I think I would put us in that time loop. But even then, I'm not super confident on that, because, man, the idea of truly not having an ending, kind of spooky. Let me guess, this is the way to the Hanging City? No, the crossroads, but still a little crunchy. Maybe we can try and do this. The time loop is generated by human-built systems without supernatural involvement. Does that transgress the natural order? I mean, no more than modern medicine, really, which is a fair point, but I don't know, the idea of it, I guess, preventing natural progression. Like, medicine can still fail, right? But preventing the ability for things to die in a permanent way, like blanket, there is not a way to undo this? Spooky. Because, I mean, like, if that's an option, okay, yeah, we can't put stuff in a time loop, but there is still some aspect of time travel for future things. But, you know, I guess I would probably never make it back, but there's other things that could be done to potentially bring me back. You know, advancement of medicine, not that anyone would probably care about me as a meat hun individual. Okay. Going by the black hole is probably not a great way to try and get to the Hanging City, but okay, so we can stay that far out without getting sucked in. That's good to know. So there's the Southern Observatory. So where is the Hanging City in relation to things? Possibly already just getting sucked in. So that's just like natural rock formation under. Ooh. Well, that looks awfully city-esque. Fun emergency 5 p.m. on Friday work call. Yeesh! Not fun. I did just have to deal with an interview setup call, apparently. So, jobs do love awkward timing, but I am sorry. Actually getting called in to do work last minute on a Friday at 5 p.m. Not a good thing. I am... blah. Oh. Oh, this isn't a city. This is... We can hear, the guy who's here. Our customers apparently got a filter that is too big for the filter housing we shipped them this week. Ah! Well, the vendor, yeah. Congratulations on getting the interview. Thank you. It's one, that, I think I've got another one for a different page position. So we'll see. But yeah. Seems like they likely screwed it up. Frustrating. Yeah, filter for what? I think you've mentioned at one point what you did for work, but I don't recall it off the top of my head. Filters are, generally speaking, not something that you want to have be messed up. Fairly plain filter that goes before an RO skid. An RO skid? Huh? Last line of defense? RO skid. Reverse osmosis skid. Huh. Okay. So then I'm assuming some sort of like water treatment, or I'm casting about in the dark with that. It's a much better way of putting that impact of just asking rather than guessing. Well, that was deeply unpleasant. Made it this far though. Guess that's the part to focus on, and not how I'll eventually have to get back up there. Customer is a power plant. Okay, gotcha. Huh. Yeah, that is neat, and I can understand why why the vendor screwing up would be not good. Use reverse osmosis for cleaning up wastewater to reuse it. Oh, that's sick. That's, man, not directly related, just interesting industrial process I'd come across. Wanted to start up next week? Yeah. Well, then shaking my fist at that vendor. Damn. Gotta love logistics because of $100 filter. A lot of things do seem to come down to some of the simplest parts, right? But man, has anyone else seen how they make glass? Because apparently it's through they use an electrical current to heat it up, which I thought, man, you know, sand probably isn't conductive, and the answer is it's not. It's a really good insulator, but apparently if you just run enough of a current through it, it melts, and you can basically just sort of keep that process going. Engineering can tell you that it's always the little things. Yeah, from doing robotics and talking to a number of teams, not in a professional context, but in a competitive one, man, it is usually little things going wrong. We all spend an inordinate amount of time shaking our fists at vendors in these industries. Yep. Even if you're just an end user and you don't understand that it's the vendor, it's the vendor. Literally your entire job. That's okay. Well then, that works out. Is your job to shake your fist at vendors? That's what most engineering seems to be post-pandemic. Oh, I know supply chains have been really messed up by it. The worst part is, it's not even really post-pandemic, right? Nobody in the US manufactures much anymore, so it's all outsourced crap. Yeah. But I know there's still issues that are cropping up. There's not as many lockdowns, so that's not as much. There's still more cases than I care to see. But yes, past manufacture getting screwed up, a lot of those supply lines are still disrupted. The big disruption. Deal with a part that crosses the US-Mexico border 3 times before it reached the warehouse. Ugh. Pandemic screwed up supply chain so bad, yeah. I was more just saying, It's not screwing it up as much actively because people aren't shutting down for outbreaks, but it's... I'm still just looking at that, and there's been some stirrings with the bird flu that I'm like, if we thought the first one was bad and we're still recovering from that, and I'm worried about what happens next flare-up. But yeah, no, things are very, very off-kilter still. Thing is, before recently, the global supply chain just kind of worked. Yeah, yep. Well, because in a lot of ways, my assumption is that most things are kind of inherited in a certain way, right? It's not something that... We aren't a command economy. No one knew how it worked. And now it doesn't. Huh. Literally, people are just using as an excuse now, no plant is closed for COVID anymore, which... That's a whole other thing, but yeah. Everyone's just sort of like, oh. I mean, yeah, if no one's in command of that, no one's in control. It's not any individual's job, but yeesh. Looks like the Hanging City is north from here. Okay. And east is the gravity cannon. Definitely want to see that. Supply issues go all the way down to raw materials. Yeah. Well, it's, I mean, I know that's pretty much always an issue because usually raw materials are extracted in places that are, shall we say, unfriendly to their populace. And therefore not exactly stable. And another thing, I'm detecting oxygen from somewhere below, which is good since I used up a lot of my supplies screaming during the trip down from the surface. Fair. As soon as I stop dry heaving, I'm going to head further down so I can refill my tank. Last job, there were times where the folks in MFG... okay. Had nothing to do because we had... Oh, manufacturing. Had nothing to do because we had no parts for them to manufacture with. Yeesh. Boss told you to ship raw iron ore by air freight once? God. What a mess. That does not sound like a sound strategy to a layman to logistics. So north is this way, I'm fairly certain. So okay, so Hanging City is this way. That's something that should never be shipped by air. Oh right, we land our ship here. It's like, isn't it by that gravity cannon? So if we can we breach this gap? Oh, maybe okay, it missed us. Like, maybe I picked a bad time to make that jump. Oh god. Oh, is that a teleportation thing? Okay. A couple years ago, the price of nickel tripled in one day. Whew. Let me guess, something... I would be unsurprised if that had something to do with some sort of political coup or violence. That was something being used in stainless steel. Oh, okay, here's something new. Black Hole Forge District. Okay. No, nothing. Just did. Huh. Eye Shrine District. Meltwater District. School District. Okay, so these symbols. Oh my god, it's Chance of Snar all over again. Huh. Okay, so there's a lot to explore here. So wait, so which district was that? So this is the 2 points? Meltwater. Sure, let's give a look. Just realized there wasn't enough and went nuts. Things that I kind of hope never happen with the stock market, because, dear God, we pin an awful lot to that, and it's more divorced from any realities of the companies than I think most people would be comfortable with mathing out. Okay, so still the same sign. Mean metal prices are kind of like the market, right? It's all commodity trading. It's just there's not been I have not seen a sort of collective. Oh hey, has anyone actually sat down and worked out the math on these valuations? Whenever I tell customers what an item is, that an item is constrained, they panic and try and buy all of it. Wasn't that the issue with toilet paper? Price of gold has been constant for hundreds of years. Has it been? I thought it spiked up within like the past 20 years, but I could be very wrong on that. It's not something I keep a close eye on. That's how we really drive sales is, hey, limited time only. I mean, that's why limited edition products exist, so it makes sense. Wah. Okay, so this is ghost matter, so no touchy. No touch. Okay. So the Hanging City is pretty near the North Pole. That's Good to know. Okay. Well, let's go back up here, I guess. Well, hey! Not so much just, oh, adjusted for inflation. That's okay. Fair enough. It only seems like that because inflation was so high for a bit. That scans. Put away is cute. There we go. Immediately as ghost matters detected nearby. Great. Oh, hey, here's some writing. Good. Good. Yeah. Explanation of festivals. All the Nomai clans from all over the universe meet in one place, to share what they've learned in science and art. It's called the festival. Don't forget, festivals happen every 10 years. Oh, interesting. Oh, no, never mind. The size of writing is intriguing as a difference. At some festivals, one clan's big discovery can mean all the Nomai get to advance too, like Anana's warp core, which has made it so everyone can warp long distances and explore more. Each clan has a festival envoy to show their most interesting work. Our envoy was Thatch. Single festival could last a long time. Can't go because we're stuck here, but Felix says we used to go too. Ah, so they've been isolated on Brittle Hollow. But interesting. Let's check out this scroll. Well, hey. Formation of the universe. No one knows how this universe was made, but one thing we do know is everything used to be very hot and very dense, tightly packed together. As this early universe expanded, it also cooled down. Once it had cooled down enough, particles were able to group together to form things like galaxies, stars, and planets. Since then, space has continued to expand at a faster and faster rate, which is hard to think about for too long without your brain hurting. This universe will keep getting colder and larger until one day the stars and life they support will all die. It's scary to think about, even though Konoi tells me it won't happen in our lifetimes, but it'll happen in someone else's someday. Oh hey, this was, not Griffin? What Not Griffin was talking about, heat death of the universe. Yay! Nickel is less stable than gold, but still, that jump was not typical. Well, literally everything is less stable than gold. I still find it fascinating that, you know, gold was essentially the means by which we exchanged things for a very long time, and then basically, well, after World War II, most of the gold stores were in the US, so everyone went, well, let's peg our currency to the US dollar. And then it was what, in the 70s that the US basically went, it's kind of inconvenient to still be on the gold standard. Took it off, and then now we've just kind of got free floating currency. Gold is good for that because it is so stable. Yep. It's just, it's interesting to me that we accepted moving away from it, which is kind of funky. I don't think okay. Can't do that, but you can't do monetary policy when it's pegged to a real thing. Yep. Which is what the Fed does. That's like the whole job of the Fed. I'm actually kind of impressed that I managed to go to the end, fill an entire shulker box, and then some with endstone, and left without accidentally angering a single enderman. That is impressive, and I assume no pumpkin on your head. The Great Depression, they realized that you want to do monetary policy. Yep, which has been very successful, actually. There have not been too many. I mean, what, there was something a little while back that was a pretty big hiccup in the US, but it's, yeah, overall been fairly stable, all things considered. I think the sun's about to blow. Failed in 2008 because it was so sudden and extreme. Oh, right, that was housing market bank stuff, right? And unpredicted. But most recessions are predicted well. Yeah. Economics is very interesting to me because I find it mostly impenetrable, but the parts that do work, or the things that I can wrap my head around, are fascinating and still feel like they shouldn't make sense. But yeah, just, I don't know, the idea that we are not on, that there isn't a direct standard anymore, I find very interesting. Fed basically saved the economy during the dot-com bubble. Wait, oh, it's the slash. There we go. Oh, hey, so ship fell through the black hole. Whoops. Then I guess we can just kind of wait for the sun to blow. Just rates to 0% and let them invest. Yeah, well, I guess we're accidentally going through the black hole again, too. It'll buy us a few extra seconds of awkwardness. Okay, we get to watch this be mighty pretty as the ghost matter expands outwards. Yeesh. That to me is gorgeous. Like, destructive, horrifying, yes, but very pretty. Okay. So, we at least figured out more of where the Hanging City is. We just need to actually get there before the planet crumbles. Should be fine. Should be fine. When you say adjust the rates, what rates? Okay. Ready to get this beauty off the ground? Keep getting killed by ghost matter. If you use your scout to detect... Okay, so he just gives more helpful hints? Hints. Tips and hints. There we go. That's why. My accidentally combined words are due to spoonerism. I like to understand what happened in my brain. Loan interest rates. Gotcha. So, like bonds, essentially. Hanging City. There we go. Finally found it. Oh, wait, we were in the Black Hole Forge? Whoops. Old settlement. There we go. Finish that. Economy doing bad. Set rates to 0% so everyone can borrow money. Yay! Inflation running rampant. Set it to 8% so people don't borrow as much. That makes a certain amount of sense. Silent. Because typically, most of what I have looked at for like economic instability historically is things like the South Sea bubble and Tulip Mania, which is basically people money stops being real. Not that it ever necessarily was, but it gets so far divorced from everything else. When the bubbles are predictable and you can lead it, yeah. Northern Glacier, the city is divided vertically into 4 districts. Okay. Yeah, it represents something real, but when it stops being, when people are basically investing, when it becomes Ouroboros-like, right? When a company is doing well because it's invested in a company that's invested in it, right? When they're doing well because both of them are successful, but the actual, like, real, tangible output doesn't change. Black Hole Forge District is the highest district in the Hanging City. Oh, okay. So then, I guess we didn't really get anything new from that. Whoops! Oh well. We learned about festivals. Okay. Going back to Brittle Hollow. There we go. Don't fly into the planet. You know, normal things. Normal things. There we go. Still feel like there's probably a bit more to do on Dark Bramble, but it's spooky. USD is the global standard because the Fed is so good at this. That's why it's maintained even after gold is off of it. That, from what I've seen, does seem correct. Wasn't it? I think it was like Venezuela at one point tried to pin its currency to an unreleased... I think it tried to pin it to like an unreleased cryptocurrency as a way of stabilizing it, which, even as someone who is not an economist and does not understand much about the economy, does not seem like a fantastic way of solving that problem. Okay, so up here, I don't think I've actually read what's on that sign. Already had like a 10,000% inflation, yeah. Wah. There we go. Well, hey. Let's see what this writing says. It's going to turn out we have already read it. Oh my god, I have not looked at Discord. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. I still need to watch these things that Robert sent. One hand can now travel between places that are 10,000 blocks. Oh, this is your road! about 20 seconds of several minutes. On the other hand, spent well over 10 hours building these roads and probably going to travel that far maybe a couple dozen times. Surely 10 hours building a road in order to travel time of maybe about 2 hours and 8 minutes is time well spent. Certainly. Isn't that the programmer and engineering way of, oh, that's a big problem, we'll solve it. Takes 2 to 3 times the amount of time to make it work. Yes. But the actual picture. Oh wait, is that a Guardian banner? So Ender banner, Guardian banner, and then, huh? I don't know what those symbolize, but that's neat. I'm glad it's complete. I know that's been a while. That's one of those countries that thought they could print money to get out of their problems. Yep. Turns out money is real and can't just do that. I don't know. I feel like money occupies a weird space between it is real in a lot of ways and not real in others. I guess a bit like photons. Waves in some cases, particles in others. So I know where to go for the end portal, slime farm, and guardian farm. Ah, that makes sense. Slime, guardian, end. Sure. But no, it is real in that you are there's product, there's labor, etc. that is tied to it. The exact value of it is based on scarcity and such, which is volatile. I mean that in the sense that printing more money doesn't make more real things exist. Printing a whole bunch more real money doesn't do that, but printing it in slight amounts does, right? And so I guess what I mean is money isn't real. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it's yeah. I don't know. It is real, and I think the best way is no, printing in any amount does that. People aren't always keeping track of it, right? You can get away with small amounts here and there, but if it's just a small amount, the effect of inflation is small. Is that granted, I am not an economist, right? But from at least what I've seen when it comes to like gold and mining gold, the fairly steady gold mine did not significantly decrease the amount of value in gold-based economies, but a really big gold rush and such did. It's a shock to the system. It's something where, but I guess at that point it was also something where there wasn't someone who was keeping track of the overall absolute amount, whereas presumably most countries do have some way of keeping track of how much is actually out there. Stepped away for like half a second and we've moved along to economics. Well, yeah, and it is very much, I do not know an awful lot about them, but just talking about the concept of money is real or not real. The amount of labor and materials available is basically constant. Money just represents that. So printing more money means less dollars per labor. Sorry, I'm rolling that one around in my head. Because like, yes, that makes sense in a very absolute, that makes sense in a very like absolute way, but I still, I think there is some slop to it, or is this totally correct? So yeah, part of it I'm going based on looking at like, you know, colonization, but I guess no, that's fair. That does fit, because imperialism and whatnot, what it was doing, it wasn't just more money in circulation, it was actually increasing the amount of productivity or labor because they were extracting and exploiting more natural resources. Like, increasing technology increases productivity. No, that's fair. Think of money as representing number of man-hours of production. No, and I was having trouble reconciling it with gold as a direct monetary thing, but no, it was that was increase of production. So, that is fair. Does anyone observe the phantom moon that sometimes greets us in the night sky? Oh, okay, yes. Yes, so we have read this. This is about the quantum moon. There can exist too much lava, yes. Okay. So we still need to figure out how to get down there for it. Yeah, money most accurately represents hours of labor, but some labor is a lot more productive than other types. Well, and it then also gets into some things of like, we value labor in different ways, and so, like, I think that most people do not consider the work of CEOs to be as valuable as they're getting paid for, but the companies do. So there is some stuff there. Hey, yo, yo, yo. Salutations, Aya. How's it going? There's the cool idea, deficit spending. Love that one. One of our most productive ones. Deficit spending. Could you elaborate on that? Or is that essentially the idea of spending money that you don't have? Oh, jet lag? No. Yeah, jet lag. Jet lag is rough. Love my sleep cycles being completely thrown off of their already pretty bad ones. Not clear to me why they do that, but a lot of these companies seem to think that the CEOs are really that productive. I think the most common argument I've heard is that the reason to pay CEOs a lot is because they are a valuable talent and you need to pay them a lot to retain them. But yeah. Good night. Good night. Thanks for popping in. Hopefully you get some rest even with the jet lag. The idea that no nation needs to maintain a gold store, all currency is held in debt passed between countries. Oh, gotcha. Only secured by gold reserves. So basically, we don't. So, gotcha. So as a way of still reconciling the fact that there is no country that is directly saying, hey, you can cash in this amount of money for gold. There's not any country that directly guarantees that, but through debt and the fact that different countries have that, we don't have to worry. Amount seems quite crazy for what I believe is accurate. Yeah, no, I am not out here defending CEOs. I have not met many personally. I've not done a lot of strong evaluations. I know the general perception is that they're severely overpaid. I am, as someone who is not on that end of the spectrum, inclined to agree with that evaluation. But I'm also very much a pundit. At least a few countries out there still tied to gold or silver. To the best of my knowledge, there are not. But again, I am, as I have been saying, a pundit. I do not know that for certain. Historically has been tied to the US dollar, but now it's changing more and more. Well, I know we mentioned that the other day. I saw a news story, right, after World War II, because essentially everyone had a trade deficit with the US. So then you can just tie your money to the US money, and bada bing, bada boom. That's probably the most stable thing to tie it to. But, oh, I had a thought there. The thought has fled. This is alright. Crossroads. Okay, so Crossroads, let's follow that. Although I think Crossroads is just a way of going to one place or another, but maybe one of those places is the Hanging City. I wish there was a more direct route to access it, and I bet there probably is. We just need to be here early enough to not, to actually be able to sort of work in reverse. Okay. This seems like it's indicating some sort of path, or maybe I'm silly. Deficit spending also lets you smooth out your tax rate without precluding surge spending in times of crisis. How so? So, I think what you're trying to indicate there is that, so surge spending is basically the idea of, hey, all of a sudden a war's on, or hey, you know, there's a pandemic and we don't have a vaccine, can we shove more money in there? So presumably some sort of reserve is required. It's like reverse consumption smoothing, right? There's none pegged to those commodities. That was, to the best of my understanding, was that like quite literally everyone either pegged theirs directly to the US dollar or pegged theirs to a country who had pegged it to the US dollar. Okay, so that goes up. Oh, okay. Huh. So we're getting further away from the Hanging City. The Hanging City is closer to the north. No, the Euro is completely separate, and so are many. Well, at this point, I am unaware. My understanding is that post-World War II, that was what happened. Since then, I am deeply, deeply unaware. Okay, let's go over here. Ouch, my ankles! My ankles! God damn. Recently, some Middle East states took their currencies off. Right, yeah, no, because the petrodollar, that was what I was going to say, is that we mentioned that because, yeah, one of the big, it might have been OPEC. Hey, there we go. This away. It did indeed. There are some countries that don't even pay to the USD, just use the USD. Yep, typically ones where the US came in and said, hey, we're going to put a lot of money into you. Which I don't know if that's actually happened with, or Wow, why for the life of me can I not think of the name of this Chinese currency? My brain's going to yen, which it's definitely not, because yen is Japanese. What is... Hold on. What's Chinese currency? Yuan, thank you. That... Yep, Chinese yuan. There we go. That's why I was thinking similar to yen. But I know from a couple of, like, Vice documentaries, which, you know, take it with a grain of salt, but I appreciate the ones where they actually sent in reporters so you can at least see what's happening rather than just, hey, here is what's happening. Black hole forge controls. Oh, sure. Oh, and this seems cool. But I know there's been a lot of heavy investment in a lot of, like, developing African countries from China, so I would be interested to see if that eventually turned into a thing. Problem with yuan is that it's being purposefully undervalued. Okay. Ash Twin project requires a powerful, highly advanced warp core. How should we obtain it? Not gonna tell me more there? Okay. Oh, so we put it in different ones. There we go. Oh, no, so those are all just different different reading ports of the same scroll. Okay. Basically, China is selling yuan at a loss so they get more investment. Okay. Hey, welcome back, Nobo. So basically, more people are willing to do it because it's a... I guess putting in very, very layman's terms, it's a loss leader. Means it's not currency you want to trust. Yeah. Remember to look at title. Remember to look at title? Huh? Lost.jpg? No. We could retrieve the warp core from the vessel. Oh, okay. The vessel's warp core is broken. At best, recall those present when the vessel crashed said it sustained lethal injuries. There is no guaranteed reward for this risk. Perhaps we could still repair it. My grandmother told me there was little time to assess the nature or extent of the damage. Even if it no longer functions, the old core could be a valuable blueprint, provided we're able to transport it back here. I feel like we forget that China is literally just buying port cities and land in the Middle East now. No, that's... Yeah, like, it's... I was not aware of that in particular, but yeah, like, I know that they are putting money into a lot of things, and it's not something I hear an awful lot about. France has a similar setup? Oh? Drifting title. Drifting title. Drifting title? I'm so sorry, Noble. I have no idea what you're talking about. I am confident that's on me. Even if it no longer functions, old core could be a valuable blueprint provided we're able to transport it back here. France never really left Africa as much. Oh, gotcha, yeah. Hey! And water. Thank you, and water has been consumed. They kept a lot of... Okay, yeah. I know that there are still a lot of places that still speak French. I didn't realize that there was still a lot of economic investment. Even if it no longer functions, old core could be a valuable blueprint if we're able to transport it back here. So, okay, so salvaging technology. This would require a return to Dark Bramble. Plume, my father, said many good Nomai perished there. My mentor Coleus and his old mentor once discovered and studied an anglerfish fossil on Ember Twin. Using that knowledge, we could avoid the anglerfish entirely. But Melora and I learned from that fossil would theoretically help us evade the anglerfish, but our hypothesis was never tested on a live specimen. France has quite a serious military presence in Africa to protect their investments. Is that... Correct me if I'm wrong, is that through the French Foreign Legion? Remember that anglerfish fossil? We used to play in the fossil fish cave when we were children. Gotcha, so this was directing. So this is trying to teach us that the anglerfish are blind, or at least direct us to that. So there is more to do on Dark Bramble. We need to go probably... I wonder if the red glow is from the vessel itself. Ooh-hoo-hoo. Not particularly? Okay. That's... Again, I know, like, really weird tidbits, because I know there was a... I'm familiar a little bit with the Siege of Jadoville, which was when there were Irish UN peacekeeping forces called in to... Oh, I'm going to mess it up. It's one of the Central African nations. I forget which one. Because there was a lot of unrest and a coup based around mining. And I believe the French Foreign Legion got involved on the side of the mining companies, so I was wondering if that was something. More special forces? Okay. Feels strange trying to recreate Anana's warp core without him. At times, it still feels strange to no longer be his very young apprentice, and for the Black Hole Forge to be in my care and not his. Hypothesis, this will always feel strange, even though my time with him was short. I miss my old mentor and deeply. To have the chance to try is thrilling, but I don't want to disappoint everyone. I think I can do this, probably, but what if my excitement has clouded my assessment of my own abilities? God, me every day. Was I wrong in volunteering to build it? I was born in this star system and never saw Anana's warp core with my own 3 eyes. I only know what he taught me. What if I've bitten off a larger portion than I can consume? Oh my god. That is the country name, Automod. Niger had a war and the winners kicked the French out? Okay. Just last year, damn. And here we accepted that, and the hydrate. Huzzah! Okay. Still, all I can give is my best, and as Anana would say, should my best prove insufficient, then we can find another way to achieve what's needed. I have Clarion root in the Forge, and I have my clan. I am not alone. They let the US stay. Gotcha. Well, I assume that if there's more of a historical beef with the French, I can understand why that would maybe be the focus. I'm not alone. Okay, so new Forge Master. Yeah, that plus also, funny thing about revolutions, typically they occur because someone in power is willing to step back and let them happen. So it might also be something where the US stayed because the US had the right alliances. US just didn't do that. Yep. Just be their vibe and not take action when it would be not very beneficial to. Okay, so that allows us to go up, which is kind of down because that goes closer to the warp core, or to the black hole. Oh, what's Automod holding now? I will be thankful for Automod the day that someone comes in and is trying to be horrifically racist or sexist, but in the meantime, it's really funny the degree to which it gets frustrated. Make a black hole to eat the comet, then build a larger comet to destroy the black hole. Boom, planet saved. Yes, exactly. This is, there was an old lady who swallowed a fly, my oh my, right? Okay. Oh, so this is the melty area. Okay. But so it's suggesting that we can access the vessels, which seems to be a living, organic, big old ship that brought all of the Nomai here, that got trapped by Dark Bramble because it seems to be some sort of invasive alien plant. Oh. Oh! So this is a fast way into the... I did not know that. That's... See, this is what I was talking about, there's got to be a faster way down there, but we probably need everything to be together enough for us to find it. So this is a way to get into the Hanging City quickly. Fantastic. Okay, that's really quite useful and going to save us a lot of headaches. Okay. I'm guessing that's probably the Meltwater District. Just, given there's ice and it melts. Okay. Well, hey. So we've read all that. It feels like we're missing a scroll because there were 3 positions to read scrolls from. Say that, but it'll take you longer to find that entrance every time. It might be that as well. This is fair. We'll find out, I guess. Oh, hey, there's the 3rd scroll. It felt like we were missing one because, guess what? We were. Okay. We could craft a new advanced warp core inspired by the vessel's warp core. Abandoning the vessel's warp core in its casing means losing valuable knowledge. This is true, however, it's knowledge we have little hope of recovering. It would be best to relearn, I think. I would very much like to craft such a powerful core. More relevantly, I believe Black Hole Forge crew and I could recreate the basic design. I read that as idea. Idea. This is the safest path for our clan. It is the safest path. Is it the safest path? Is the safest path the best one? Our goal is worth the risk. Is it though? We've tried for so long to find something that I and others now believe might be impossible to find. If the search for the eye is a futile one, we should choose the option with the least potential for harm. Now, see, there I think is another relating to that earlier question, right? Of, safety or potential. It's funny how themes tend to recur. The greatest challenge here, I think, is we don't have the design for such a powerful core, or any of the original crafters of the vessel's core. No, but Poke was apprenticed to Anana, who created the original design, and our Black Hole Forge is adept at crafting simpler cores. Okay. I believe I can be of use here. The vessel's warp core was created before my time, but Anana explained many of his designs to me. Okay, so they were trying to recreate the core, but it doesn't necessarily mean they retrieved it. I'm starting to suspect that the red areas in Dark Bramble probably point towards the ruined vessel. That there's some sort of like radiation leak. Black Hole Forge controls. So these are the controls? Great, I don't know what I just did, but oh, well, I seem to have made that rise up. Cool. So big ol' elevator. Let's see if we can make it to that. Oh, there's some, oh no, okay, so this is again just laying out what the different districts are. So this is Black Hole Forge District, Ice Shrine, Meltwater, and School. So the Ice Shrine there's something similar to the Ice Shrine, or at least a similarly named thing, on the Ash Twin, or on the Ember Twin, sorry, excuse me. So that's of interest to me. I would love to get like a comparative, I would love to be able to compare those. So that up there, so that's how we get up to the planet's surface. So what did we do with the Black Hole Forge? Yes? What up? A funny just happened? Oh? What was the funny? I assume, I'm going to guess something in Celeste. Wah! There we go. Running on down. Down to Bargain Town. I know we're getting further away from that thing, but I'm not sure how to get up there. Went into a Baba stream. Okay. This is understandable and relatable. Walking around while the planet crumbles because of the volcano moon. I tried this room, was like, oh, did you make a new account? Okay. Yeah. Instant response was, who, what? Was Robert already there? Okay, we can go. Ah! Maybe I should listen to my sensors saying there's ghost matter nearby. Whoops! Okay, that was awkward, and the response was, it says first time chat. Oh, okay. Surface integrity 99%. Great! I mean, that's only 1% missing. But look at the drifting title. What's the... I don't know what you mean by the drifting title. Oh, on the titles... Sorry, yes, gotcha. Drifting away, yes. Finally, I have finally gotten there. Okay, yes. Yeah, we can do that in between runs. That shouldn't be too tough. I think we're still a little ways away from blowing up, but yeah. Sorry that took me so long. So we're on... So this is where the school is? Summon Robert. Seems that Robert was there already. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable guess, Uno. That Robert was there, so then new account. Oh, okay. Welp. So that, oh yeah, it must be must have made a new account for it. Well, I think we're running out of time. Yeah. I cannot afford to break my ankles like at all right now. I ate way too much ghost matter. Which is, you know, apparently more filling than one might think for something called ghost. Okay. We go in. I think, so, okay. After this run concludes, I think, oh, okay, we are about, which is going to be soon, it sounds like. I think we'll check if it is drifting. And then... Oh, I haven't been here this loop around. Whoops. We will check if it is... We will check if the title screen is drifting. And then we, I think, are going to revisit Dark Bramble. Because that sounds like there's something very important to discover there. We could try and go back and learn more from the Hanging City, but I kinda want to see what's up with Dark Bramble. Whoa. Yeah, the sun looks angry. No talk me, I angy. Oh, our ship has fallen through. Well, Sun is getting very mad. So we're near the North Pole, so we should be able to make it down. I was hoping, I know there's like jetpack fuel around here somewhere, which, yeah, seems useful. Hey, Quantum Moon, we probably can't make it to you. Am I crazy? Like, there it is. Well, I might be crazy, but not for those reasons. I did indeed land on the comet, and we made it to the center, and we are now aware that the comet is full of ghost matter, and they assume that's what's causing the sun to get angry. Or, that seems to be what is indicated, that, comet is full of thing that is under pressure and will expand rapidly if it, say, gets in the sun. Ergo, probably the reason why the comet is so bad. Because, you know, like, generally speaking, comet hitting a thing is not great for the thing, but it does seem exceptionally bad because sun can absorb a lot. Well, hey. Yeah. No ankle breakage. We cannot afford ankle breakage. Yes, the weird thing in the center was the stone, which I was assuming that was ghost matter. Yes, indeed. Wow. Okay, we go down. Okay. Whoop. Okay. Wah, 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 wah. So, our scout was down there, so let's just be careful with our little boosties. Whew. Little boosties with our little booties. By which I mean our boots, not... I phrased that poorly. Okay. What about over there? That looks cool. Sure. Zoom! Yeah. We do not have a lot of life remaining in our limbs. What's this game about? Ah! Apparently dying in ghost matter. This is a lovely little game where we are stuck in a time loop. Things go boom every 20 or so minutes, unless we die before. And then our memories get teleported back. Yeah, Groundhog's Day Simulator Solar System Edition. Very concise. Where basically we're going around this small solar system and we are learning more about these like ancient alien artifacts created by the Nomai, and are presumably trying to figure out how to either stop the time loop, stop the explosion, or some combination thereof. And we're kinda getting towards the late game end of this. Yes, title. Thank you. Well, hey. Because it looks to me like the text is fixed. Is really slow, yeah, but like all of this looks to be fixed to the game camera. So here, so you said it's the bits that are flying off, so let's like pick that and see where that goes relative to things. Because like at least to me that looks like we've got the game camera and then this text is it is set to the game camera. It's not based on any sort of additional physics or whatnot. So I'm not seeing any amount of movement. Not saying it can't happen, but oh, maybe I'm tricking myself, but the very tiny one that we put our pointer on does seem to be getting away from where the pointer was, but I could also just be looking too hard for something that isn't happening. It's a very pretty screen. It has moved. I guess it was more on the left side of the mouse beforehand. We will indeed hydrate. Good. A water consumed. Thank you. Yeah, no, that has definitely moved. Okay, that's super sick. So it's not that they're moving away, but they are moving relative to each other, which is kind of neat. All right. So here's what we're doing next. We can probably fit in 2 to 3 more runs, depending on how quickly we make stupid decisions. So we learned a bit about the Hanging City. Let's review from there. But at least to me, one of the big things it's indicating is that the vessel is still in Dark Bramble. Oh no, they're moving away. I think if you wait long enough, Tidal is just gone. Huh. It didn't seem to shrink to me, but we can review the footage. Or, you know what I should do? I should record the title and speed up the footage. Just do that while I'm out running an errand sometime. Okay, so things got more connected here. Hanging City. I'm just switching the Meltwater District that raises and lowers the Black Hole Forge. I debated how to obtain the powerful, highly advanced warp core that's required for the Ash Twin project. Yes. Vessel. Vessel's warp core broke when the ship crashed in Dark Bramble. Okay. Let's make some bad decisions there. Black Hole Forge is suspended above the Hanging City. I found a switch in the Meltwater District that raises and lowers the forge. My name Poke planned to create a new advanced warp core on the Black Hole Forge. So that might be where the warp core is. So it might be futile to go searching in Dark Bramble, but let's use the fact that the anglerfish are blind and see. Let's see if we can do something with that. So I do apologize. There might be some screaming here. I am generally aware of the fate that awaits me on Dark Bramble, but there have been several times where we have been very, very spooked by the anglerfish. Hold on, let's actually just use our map. There we go. Well, hey, because sometimes they just kind of appear right where you least expect them. Minute time lapse of the title, okay. When we find a good breather, we will take a quick look at that. Yeah, so we will go to Dark Bramble. And we will see what we need to, it's literally, if you even turn, because that's using small thrusters, it will do things. So I will need to like hands off my mouse. My big concern is the anglerfish seem to cluster around the like second layer deep red entrance. So bumping into them would presumably trigger them, but who knows? And if things go really bad, I guess we can hop out and then just drift normally. It's so scary. So this is Dark Bramble, for anyone who's not seen it. Apparently, it was once a planet, but then some sort of seed crashed into it and literally took it over. Which is kind of upsetting, especially since there seem to be little bits and pieces of it that have landed on other ones, but that makes a fair bit of sense because that's, you know, that's the seed spreading. Very careful tilting the stick. Yep. No, that's any amount of touch. Yeah. I do not have a controller though, so I'm basically just going to have to throw myself in and hope things work out well. Yeah, jetpack making less noise makes sense, and is something I kind of assumed might help us get further in. So I think first we want to go in the Feldspar portal and then go into the red, but I might be wrong. Just, again, apologies to anyone if I make a sudden frightened noise. It is involuntary. Okay. We follow the harmonica. Let's accelerate a bit when we're not near anything. We have found Feldspar, and we found jellyfish insulation related things, so that we were able to access the core of Giant's Deep. Those are the main things. We found the Nomai that are dead. Okay, so here's this constellation. Well, okay, so there's no... Is there any red in here? stored somewhere above below the map. That makes sense with all the spatial shenanigans. Okay, so maybe... I don't think this is right. Oh, cool. That's always fun in games, being able to go where something is, even if it's not meant to be there, basically. Or, oh no, anglerfish heard me. So if we just don't move... we just drift, we might have a little more of an opportunity. Nope. Okay, mad dash. Okay. Hands off. This is horrific. Oh, I can't even really look at them, but I'm literally hands off keyboard. We're gonna see what happens. If we bump into one, I bet it will still eat us, but we're gonna try. Oh, this is horrendous. I hate this. Hey, bud. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Every other time I've done that, problems have ensued. We're making no motion. They aren't picking up on us. No, they're not taking naps. We've been eaten by them before. Oh. Oh, we are going right under one's... Oh. Oh, hell no. Hell nah. Okay. Okay. We are now just adrift in the void. Okay. It seems to be so far. They haven't attacked us. I just don't know what we're going to do. I've tried doing that before and it's made noise. So I'm at least going to put a little more distance between us and them. We might test it when we're not as far, but like this seems to be working. We can at least see a bramble, so now we've got some indication of movement. Okay. Hate this. Hate this a lot. I'm going to very gently turn. Ever so slightly. That's an anglerfish. There's another one below. Okay. Slowly looking down. Ever so slowly. Okay, what is that we're drifting towards? I think we're in the clear. And we're making our way towards something. Okay. Are those eggs? Are they defending their nest? They might be defending their nest. Not getting any sounds off of those. These are going to be baby anglerfish, aren't they? Okay, I just did a very slight adjustment, and we didn't get anything. So we have made it to their eggs. That seems like a dangerous place to be. This is 100% their eggs. Okay. Maybe this will help disguise us while we get our bearings. So, there's still a red glow. Okay. Deep space radio frequency, it's... Oh, okay. Well, no, there are some things, but yes, it doesn't do an awful lot. Or it hasn't done an awful lot. So that's a fish, right? Let's send a scout at it. Yay! Yep, that is 100% fish. It is the eggs? Okay. Damn, I was really thinking it might be the vessel. So then, is that... Okay, so that's all part of the same one, just it looks very distended in the fog. Great. Love it. Amazing. So we are the source of that. Those are the three guarding the entrance. Whoo boy. Okay. So then is there any other place for us to go? Okay, so there's something new. Okay. 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 Ever so slightly. Ever so gently. Oh boy. I mean, no, this isn't horrific at all. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do either of you make happy noises? Whoop. Nope, neither of you make happy noises. Are you fish or friend? Okay, so that one is a oh. Why did the other one have something move in front of it? Is that why the other light disappeared? Okay. Doesn't seem like there's anglerfish here. Oh, okay. Yes, so there's brambles in the way of that one. I feel a little more safe about this. Which you can tell because I'm actually moving around. My bravery knows no bounds. Okay, so what's over here? Oh, that's an anglerfish. Great, okay. Well, all fine. All fine and dandy. I think this is the only other place for us to go, so we'll give that a shot. I see. It wasn't too bad. Oh wait, is this a loop? So is our only option either the anglerfish or or going back to where we started, because it's already showing a duplicate signal just from us being in here? Love similar names? Uh-huh. So, what was it indeed, Robert? Yeah. Oh no, I know we can reverse our steps. I'm not confident. Are these two glowing options? Is that all that's happening, it seems like? Okay. So you had Robert rejoin. Yeah, okay. So, let's go back. So you talked for a bit, then you appeared? Oh my god. Oh. So this is from before the eggs. Oh, we had seen it loop, I wasn't confident that was all it would do. Okay. And the funny happened? Nice. Very good. Okay, let's get out and repair the ship. So, we've at least seen the eggs. I don't think that actually added anything. Darn. But, so now we at least know what the red is. Oh, whoa. Hey, love when the planet keeps moving, or that might have just been gravity. Let's get out into deep space. Imagine if Uno and Robert just go trolling people. Isn't that what they did even before the similar names? Thought you stole Robert's name. Very rude. Aw. Yeah, other way around. Okay. An incredible amount of gaslighting. Okay, so lock onto that. Match speed. And then get out and do a little bit of repairing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So where all is damaged? The landing gear is damaged. Pokemon is Pokemon. I know, it's real weird that people wouldn't just magically get that. Okay, so then we also need our landing camera. Yeah, ha. I love this part of the game, even though it's utterly terrifying in the cold, uncaring vacuum of space. Okay. I think that's the worst of it. Yeah, okay. Our ship is hale and hearty. Well, let's go another round. Look at the bottom right when you fly the ship. The little light, or also welcome in Hormel Chili Lover. Fantastic name. Heard like 10 different pronunciations of Uno Quokenong Gamer. I can't imagine why. Wow. Oh, there's an abort button? I had not picked up on that, no. Times stream is, I definitely pronounced that wrong. Okay. I'm trying to intentionally not look too much, if you're saying, because I saw the word spoiler. Or 1 out of 10 is them saying I'm not pronouncing that. Also, I think a fair standpoint to have. Wah! Okay. So, red is bad. Red is their eggs. Or at least that part of it was. It's presumably the same here, but we might as well try this for science. But yeah, welcome in, Hormel Jelly Lover. Okay, rock. Phew. Called you Kenon. Hope all is well. We're probably fitting in another like 1, maybe 2 runs, depending on how stupid we are. Tell you what it did, but the other, oh, gotcha. Appreciated. So yes, I still do not know, but yes, I see that we do have 3 lights over there. Clearly obvious that's supposed to be Uno. I mean, like, the first bit is. The rest, I can understand people having difficulties. Okay. Let's check these eggs. If it's 3 clustered by the front, I will just assume it's eggs and not feel a strong urge to go in there, but I say feeling a strong urge to go in there in case maybe it's somehow different. Oh, that was stupid. Oh, this will be a new and unique horrifying view of them. I just, like, it probably goes to the same area. I just... Oh! It's just, maybe it's a different set of guards. I mean, that one's purple. The other one seemed pretty pale. Yawn, you do not know how yippee you feel when someone says one Pokemon gamer instead of, do you also play Uno? I can gather that. Oh hey, we've got a temperature gauge. That I did not pick up on. I had not actually looked around to, oh, there's a master alarm, okay. Wonder if we can set that off, because I know the master alarm is always accompanied by the ship blowing up, so I wonder if we trigger it, if that's a self-destruct. If we even can. Okay. Am I safe to turn around? Maybe. Very carefully, very slowly. Because yeah, you can hear the slight off jets whenever we turn, but maybe if it's small enough, that doesn't trigger it. Very rude streamer, by the way. Robert said one, know a funny thing you can do, and the stream said no. It's not entirely unreasonable, because I can very easily see people saying, oh, want to know a funny thing? And it's just spoiler. Yes, I know. The title loop will be looked at when we die. Very unreasonable? I disagree. Because I'm getting to the point where I might have to say no on occasion to Robert about the funny thing. That is 100... No, okay, right. So that's the... This will loop through. Copy the link because already deleted it from your clipboard. Oh, I was figuring out it should still be scrollable. No spoiler, they're literally asking for spoiler backseat. Yeah, so this is still the loop. Okay. So we need to go... Well, so I guess we can go through this and then go back. Okay, so, egg. Yes. That, I suppose, is a more reasonable stance. So now we go back. It's a little like lingo. Okay. And even if the link isn't there, we can search it up. You always want to know what Funny Robert says. That's... When it's a good day and Robert is not seeming to be actively trying to redirect the stream entirely and such, yes. But there are certainly days. Okay, let's take one more crack at delving in and seeing if we can find the vessel. Damn, came back to absolute silence and thought the stream had ended while you were making yourself a ham and cheese sandwich. No, it was me holding my breath because, so the anglerfish are blind. And we're trying to be very, very quiet. Very, very quiet. We're hunting rabbits. That is something where I try very hard to be quiet as well. Slightly burnt your favorite? Nice. A little char does add some flavor. Favorite Robert quote is, try winter. I don't know. I forgot the answer. Then the answer was winter. I was genuinely one of my less favorite ones because it does not... There is no reason for that to have been connected from what was seen, and it very much feels like it was lied about after, which is a personal pet peeve of mine. I am not a fan of people lying. Crazy, I know. So that is still one I kind of go, and grip my teeth about. Okay, so let's try going up and over the fish. Over the fish. And hopefully not anger another fish that we're not seeing. Okay. So this is where Feldspar is. So, oh crap. It recognized us because I fired my engines, so we're just gonna... Don't mind me, Mr. Anglerfish. I think we're running out of time though. I can hear the universe is about to end music. So let's see what happens when we move around when we're this close to the anglerfish. We're rotating around. Okay, so it doesn't hear us rotating. Fire a scout. Does not notice. We fire our engines, it does notice. Okay. Going to sound very crazy, but when I look at my map, in the bottom left, I see Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. I can kind of see it. Like, it's the layout of our ship. I can kind of see, like, the helmet or mask. Hey, buddy! So, yeah, so we can turn around. Wow, I thought previously that had caused problems, but so we can turn around, but we can't fire our engines. So we're kind of in a bad spot here. So, think we can outrun an anglerfish? A space anglerfish? Let's go! Oh, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. Nope, we cannot outrun a space anglerfish, at least from a dead stop. Okay. Well, hey, at least we didn't get blown up when the universe did. Yee. We'll let it reset and then scroll up and take a look at La Loop. I will not forget. So I think we'll probably only be able to fit in like one more run here. Let's return to the Hanging City and then... Oh, it's either Hanging City, try and find a little more there, or we could go back and explore the city on Ember Twin more. I think would also be worthwhile, and then we could take another crack at looking at the Ash Twin. I think that would be quite reasonable. I think, yeah, let's re-explore the Ember Twin Cavern. And then from there, we can, from there. Oh, whoa! Wow, okay. So yeah, it's not so much, it's not like zooming out, it's scattering to the way. That's super sick. That's a very nice little detail. So the tree and so the I and the W will tilt a little bit, but not go out. That's super sick. Oh, and then putting it back together. So it doesn't just eventually go away, but that's sick. That's a very nice little detail. I would not have known that. Thank you. But yeah, so let's check out the Ember Twin City more. And then take a look at the Ash Twin project in our last moments, I suppose. Yee. Anyway, gonna leave it to sleep. Alright, get some good rest. Thank y'all for hanging out, as always. Okay. Well, to the twins. The literal hourglass. Wow. So, okay. My current operating theory is that there's something... So, we know that the Ash Twin project is important. That's kind of a given. We also know that it's been sealed in stone. Or, stone was quarried from Timber Hearth to be put on it. So it's been entirely sealed. So I have to assume there's some way to teleport into it, right? It's either that, because there might still be a door somewhere, but I remember we were looking around and there wasn't a door. So either there's going to be someplace on... There might be someplace on it to teleport, or what I'm really scared of, and part of why I think we're going to have to keep, like, researching around. I really wonder if there's going to be a teleport mechanism that's not on either of the twins. Like, we're going to have to find one of those alignment things from elsewhere in the solar system. I think is a reasonable candidate for making it difficult to get in and sort of tying everything together for what I assume is a fairly late game dealio. Okay, that's starting up. So now we want to find one of the exits, one of the little hanging, or the wall, the arches. There we go, like that thing right there. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, not the cleanest landing, but we have landed. Therefore, it's clean. Okay. So this is not going to pull us down, but this is the shuttle, which we've looked at, and that is a cave entrance, so we could go through there. I am also just curious if we can go in directly to the subterranean system here without having to go through all of the, following the different steps that they talk about. Because I think I remember those, but it's nice to shortcut if we can. Although maybe this is a quantum cave. Yep, this is one of the quantum caves. Okay. Let us then go through the entrance we know. Wahey! And not fling ourselves too far. Alrighty. We go with... Then we... Nope. Okay, that's... Right. We go up here, and then we get to look out there. Whee! Wahey. Okay. I haven't actually looked that hard at the ships before, but so they've got like a bunch of fuel cells? They seem very like rotational, which, I don't know, I would generally assume... Okay, yes, so we've read that one before. I generally assume that rotation is probably in some way related to like artificial gravity, right? Using centripetal force. Left. Okay, what? Yes, okay. So, we go around, and then we find the platform we can go down to. Ah! Yeah! Over here. Get to here. And then across to these caves. Nice! We then go around. Follow the winding corridors, and then we can go up. Yeah, as long as we don't bump our head. Yay! Alrighty. And then... Oop. Oh, yeah, we should probably bring this back, because then we go across here. We go past the waterfall. And by waterfall, of course, I mean the dust fall. And then It's up over here by all of the cactus, so don't puncture your suit because that gets very uncomfortable. As if all of this ash wasn't already uncomfortable enough. Behind us is the anglerfish entrance, so we've already figured out the anglerfish. And the anglerfish was by... whoop, I forget which one that's by, but let's get a little more oxygen. Yay! Refreshing ourselves on the sun station bit. So... believe in pie. Yeah, okay. They aren't certain, but... so we want stuff to do with the power station or the eye shrine, because I still don't think we've actually figured out the eye shrine. So Stepping Stone District, right. So we've looked at both of those. Whoop. I feel relatively good about having explored those. High Energy Lab Trailhead, so that's a place where we can go there. We've looked at the Eye Shrine district, but we've not made a whole lot of progress. We could try flying there, but let's try this. Whoop. I don't like smashing those over, but I do appreciate that they're reformed so that we can still read them. So I think this is the High Energy Lab Trailhead. No, that's Stepping Stone Cave? What? Oh. So the lighting is a little wonky then. So that's Stepping Stone Cave. Unless... okay, let's go back here. Let's try and actually work this out. High Energy Lab Trailhead. Oh, okay, so shut down stepping stones. Oh, so it's... ah, so it's down there. Okay, let's go for it. Yee-hee-hee. And that seems like we have... this is one where we've got a lot less time to deal with it, right? Because that's going to be filling up mighty quick. So that pulls us up. So is it already too late? It might already be too late to make it to the High Energy Lab. Wow. Huh. Because, yeah, like, it looks like this is something where we should be able to go to... damn. Okay. Unless maybe there's something where, like, we go down to the bottom and then we climb up this, but that seems... huh. So, one of these runs, I guess we need to, like, make a beeline for the bottom of the pit. Okay. Huh. A little unfortunate, but it's alright. We'll make do. Okay, so let's try and find the Eye Shrine then, because that seems a lot higher up. So rather than going all the way around, let's do this. So that's the gravity cannon, but that's okay. So not the Eye Shrine. So is this entire thing the Eye Shrine, and it's just there's not a whole lot there? So then is the only other thing we really have I guess the only other real thing is trying to make it in here fast enough for the High Energy Lab. Because yeah, we've been all through this. Huh. Interesting. Okay. So the shrine has been covered in ghost matter. That's spoopy. And maybe there is some sort of relationship between those, but I don't know what it is. So this way up to the gravity cannon. Because I don't think we can make it to the High Energy Shrine anymore. So let's see if we can reverse this and figure out a faster way to get down. So yeah, so we would be able to open from this angle. So that's fine. We've been through here before. Because, right, we go around. Okay. And then this will take us up to the surface. So, this, again, might be a shortcut. I don't know for certain, because it might take us longer to find, but, like, the gravity cannon is a fairly big big thing to see. So we can, I guess, start a run, mark the gravity cannon, and then we want to land. So it's here. Okay. So gravity cannon. Let's try and find some other landmarks so that we can potentially return here quickly so we can get to the high energy lab, because I feel like the high energy lab is going to be important. So looking at this whole thing, is Ember Twin is not falling apart like the gravity cannon over by gravity cannon over on Brittle Hollow. There's the name I'm looking for. So we go around the gravity cannon. We've got, like, I guess there's sort of like the lowest point, the dip or the entry, and then over here we get into taller rocks. Okay, so it's like the rightmost of the building area, and then nestled up here. Okay, I think that's something we can navigate to relatively quickly. Oh boy. So now I guess let's try and get back to our ship so that we can make it over to the Ash Twin reasonably well. Wow. Or okay, wait, what's this to? The Sunless City. Okay, we've been in the Sunless City. Currently on the Comet. Oh! Wait, so if that's on the Comet, can we look at the frozen shuttle better then? We need to bring it back. That was launched. This is the return. Okay. Yes, so there's the frozen shuttle. So this is how we can look at it better. Hopefully we don't get too trapped. Your situation may be dire. Long after strange energy readings from below the surface. Locate a fissure. Been gone for a long time. Did I look for them? Okay. So, okay. We've got a Know My Mask up there, but I guess that's part of the normal outfit, right? It kept saying that there was something else for us to know about the frozen shuttle, but I'm not seeing anything. That's a recurring motif in a number of things. I don't know what it means. The blue thing. It's always to do with teleportation, but I don't know. It might just be like a power source. Weird. It doesn't look like there's anything else for us to interact with in it. Huh. Well, let's make it out of here and make it back to the ship. Whoop. Okay. Oh my god, didn't quite... There we go. Okay, big jumps. Hello, sun. Are you winning, sun? Yes, the sun wins. It beats all things. We are weak in comparison. Whee! Okay, slow down a little. Slow down. Okay. This is fine. I don't think we're going to break our ankles. We broke our ankles a little, but, you know, not too critically. Let's heal up and refuel. Oh, raise eject cover. Oh my god. So that's what the bottom right is. Oh, we can't trigger the alarm ourselves. That's probably for the safest. Now that I'm aware of that, I'm confident 100% that I'm going to end up one of these days hitting the wrong button when just trying to sit down in the ship. Okay, so let's assume. Nope, don't want that. Let's assume that one of these, assume that maybe there is a teleport in here somewhere, okay? Where would it be? So we've checked the lowest points. This seems like an entry into something, so let's take a look. I have literally never seen this part. Okay. Is this the Ash Twin project? It can't be, because then it's not fully surrounded by stone. Can we go to lower levels? Interesting. So, okay, so this path is there a lower level to get to? Looks like it's fairly well built into the surface, so probably not, although maybe if we go... No, it does not look like there's more below. Okay. So, back to the ship. go. Whew. Hey, missed jamming ourselves into a cactus. I call that good. Are there other ones on the planet elsewhere? So use the landing camera. We can move speedily. Oh dear, no, 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 no. That's not what I wanted to be locked onto. Ah! Can we go through it? Yes. Okay. So there's these things which have like bridges. Okay. So that spirals down. Have we been in here? I don't remember. Let's check it out. Oh, whoa. Okay, and there's a dead Nomai in this one. So which side is the... That's not the entrance side. Oh, but maybe there is, so we can... I've tried climbing up this before, I remember, but ran into some difficulty. So here we can climb on up. Okay. We'll have to go over this. Ah, oh, that's the actual path. Ah. Okay. Oh, that looks like it can go all the way down. Oh, wait, no, so this is the top of it, so we want to go... It's not quite the top, it's the second to the top. Man, so there's got to be... I guess we can't necessarily reverse it, but maybe there would be some way? Okay. So, dead Nomai. This looks an awful lot like some sort of teleporty thing, but teleporty to what? And... Oh, okay, well, let's just shelter here. Oh, that's my ship on top. Okay, there we go. Oh, is my ship gonna get pulled away? Well, I guess we're gonna find that out real quick, aren't we? Well, that's awkward. That's really... Oh, that's really near the sun now, isn't it? Huh. So maybe this is not a teleporty place. Is our ship gonna fall back down? It's gonna fall back over there. Okay. Well, hey, we've looked in some new areas. I guess let's follow this around the surface so that we'll have a little more... Although be careful with it so that we don't get caught up like our ship did. Because we've looked at these, I don't see a way into the, like, big old beacons. So, it's gotta be one of these other things. If there even is a way in. Maybe there isn't. Maybe this is all a fool's errand. Okay. So we haven't been in this one? Oh, okay, so that's a broken bit? What if we go out, up and over? Ah, so, oh, okay, there's some sort of writing in there. Okay. It looks... Ah, okay. Some time has passed since I checked in with you, Pi. How are you and Idea progressing with the Sun Station plans? Presently, my assessment is that our plan will either fail explosively or succeed explosively. Okay. Pi, you know I didn't find that funny. I'm curious, Rami thinks I'm a gas, and I don't recall requesting that you monitor this conversation, Idea. I don't see what state of matter you are has to do with this, and I don't recall supporting the Sun Station's construction, but here we are. Hypothesis. Time spent away from the station would be beneficial to you both. I'm immensely interested in testing your hypothesis, Yarrow. That at least we can agree on. So, do we risk? So that's like a way up, it seems. But, so, cacti fully block that one. That looks like we could potentially angle something. No, I think the cacti probably block our way in there. So how do we... So those teleporters go up there. Is there another way in, though? Oh, hey, sun. Oh, this seems particularly risky when we're that near the sun. So that's broken from the outside. It looks like the only way in is down there, because on the outside of this door, we can't manipulate the doors. So it's got to be something where we have to do... Ready to get stupid with some cacti? As our this will probably be our death that ends off the day. Ouch. Oh no, other mistakes have been made. Let's get jiggy with some cactus. Okay. So yeah, so this is probably going to be last thing of the day. Let's see if we can do this. We're probably going to strike. No, there's got to be a way in because there's writing in there, and I don't think they've ever made writing for us truly inaccessible. Oh my god. Is there? Because like we can go over there. Ow. Okay. So we would get really badly mucked up by... So that one, there's no way up, right? It's clogged. So is there a way in here? We don't really have a way of moving those around or anything. It doesn't look like in there is any safer of a route. But, okay, let's take that picture. So there's cacti. Oh, what direction is it pointing? I'm so bad at that. Because, like, that almost looks like something we could get in. I don't think we can, though. And that's just gonna hurt us. Yep. So there... Man! It feels like there has to be a way in there, but... How? Or do we... Maybe there is, but we just have to navigate super carefully. So we can land on a cactus, but it just really hurts. So that's how we have to do it, is we have to... Okay, it was almost there. So we can... So what we have to do is wrap around? That's insane. I do not have that level of control, but I guess that's what it wants from us. Interesting. Interesting. But interesting for another day. Unfortunately, we gotta wrap up, but I had a blast. Chance of Sonar is seeming to be, it's shaping up, I think, to be a very fantastic thing. I love the concept of it, and while I may have some critiques about the ease of it, it's still balancing out to be challenging enough to be fun, and it's a concept I would love to see a lot more happen with, even if they don't iterate on it in this game, or you know, in Chance of Sonar. It's from 2023, so you know, well, we can figure that one out, right? I'm sure we'll probably see more from it. Outer Wilds today, we made some progress. We finally saw the center of the comet. We finally started exploring the Hanging City. There's a lot more there. There's a lot more in the Sunless City. And we now seem to have some sort of idea of a place to actually go read something on the Ash Twin. What is that going to tell us? I have no earthly idea. Or Timber Hearthly idea. Because there's a lot of things that could be. But yeah, see ya. Thank you for hanging out, quote. And also, hey, we hit over 100 followers today, so I need to figure out what to do with that. But thank you all again for the support. It's really cool to see how much. Again, this is what, 10 times the amount of people that I thought would be hanging out by. I was thinking if 10 people followed by like June, July, I was going to be over the moon. So I am numb because I don't know how to process this. So thank you all again. We will be taking a break for the weekend, but we will be back on Monday with some more Chance of Sonar and some more Outer Wilds. Yeah. Thank y'all, and I hope y'all have a fantastic rest of your day. That's small enough I don't think I'm gonna raid out, since I'm probably not going to be able to stick around either. So hopefully you either find some other folks that you're interested in watching, or get to go do great things. But I'll hopefully catch some of y'all again on Monday. Thank you as always for hanging out, and I hope y'all have a fantastic rest of your weekend. For now, bye! Oh, the work was fun, but the wages low. Leave her, Johann, leave her. I guess it's time for us to go, and it's time for us to leave her.